All right, take a vacation with your honey, with your spouse, because
I'll go right now.
Okay, good. That would be awesome if you could take a couple of days. Wait for about 45 seconds. We'll finish this. But I got to tell you, if you take a vacation, doesn't matter how long, doesn't even matter where, but you take a couple of days, it's going to strengthen the relationship. And it's not me saying that. This is like research that has come back and says it just helps.
Well, that sounds like a no duh, you know?
Well, yeah.
Of course it would. You'd think, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking the kids are home, you know, babysitter, grandparents, something like that. It's just you and your honey, right?
Yeah, it is. You know, if you want to take a weekend, even if it's in the same city, as long as the kids are away and you are out of your regular space, like don't stay at home and send the kids somewhere else. You need to get away out of the normalcy, away from the laundry and the dusting and the yard work so that you can focus on each other.
Go to the bonus room.
No, because the laundry will follow you there, believe me.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. One thing my wife and I started doing was going to a small group.
Oh, I love that. Together.
Yeah. Together. This is what we do. So it's you know, most of our kids are out of the house, but Eli's in 8th grade, so you know, he can stay home, play the Xbox for a couple hours. And so we've really enjoyed that. And I'll tell you why. Not only is it strengthening our marriage, but it's also strengthening some friendships. You know?
Oh, I like that too. And if you can have couples that, you know, are kind of like-minded with you and your honey, it makes things so much better. I know that Scott, our news guy, Scott Watson, does this with your wife, right?
Yeah, every month we're part of a marriage group, a marriage circle, we call it. We kind of get together at somebody's house and just have some time together and learn about some things to grow our marriage. And then every year it's Marriage Encounter. They have this big thing at the beach where all the couples gather in February, and we go down there for that. And every year we're driving back going, I am so glad we did this, carved that out just for us. It makes such a difference.
It does, doesn't it? I know Liz eats free tacos.
What?
Yeah, do we go out for the free taco?
Oh yeah, sure. That's our getaway together. Yeah, sure.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Pam is here at 800-447-7234. I think this is something you witnessed. What was it, Pam?
I saw a wedding renewal of vows at the beach this summer. Me and my sister went for our birthday weekend, and I was standing on the balcony early in the morning looking out at the beach, and there was a bridal party getting ready, and I thought, oh, they're getting married. So I was taking pictures because nobody else was. And as they were leaving the area where they had gathered and walking out to the beach, I snapped a few and went up to them later and said something, and they said, well, we're renewing our vows. So I sent them their pictures to their phones as well.
See, a lot of couples do that. You know, there's a couple in our small group that did that. I don't know if it was last year or earlier this year. It may have been earlier this year.
Yeah, it's just a renewing of the commitment that you made to each other. And I think sometimes saying that out loud before your friends, before your family, before God, man, it just drives it home.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
I'm not sure I want this to work the way they say it's going to work.
What do you mean?
I don't know if I want to go this fast.
Why not? I mean, there's a lot of people. I don't know if, you know, Liz, I'm trying to think how fast she walks. There are some people that walk really super fast.
Oh, yeah, there are.
Power walk is just their main speed. Mm-hmm. You know, they seem to be going 8 miles an hour. That's running.
Yeah, I would think.
And then there's some people that you're like, especially if you're at the airport or at the mall.
Oh,
and you're
my.
Like, you know, could you just speed the roll up a little bit?
Yeah, and you kind of pass them on the left like there's no double line.
Yeah, you know? So now, here's some shoes that'll increase your speed by 250%.
That's moving.
250% increasing.
How? How does it work?
Well.
Well.
Like
What?
they're kind of like roller skates. And they call them moonwalkers. And the things go freaky fast. 250% increase your speed. Now, the average person, it really depends on who they are. You're either walking around 2.5 miles an hour or 4 miles an hour, which that's more like a power walk for some people, but some people like to walk that fast. I know several. They do circles around me. I just don't walk fast. But you get these shoes on, and they're called moonwalkers, and they're not really roller skates, but they seem to mimic roller skates, and you just go, boom, you're getting there.
Oh, the only thing I can see in my head is that these things, the only way to get me to walk that fast is maybe like little tasers in the bottoms of my feet or something that kind of make me go. That's all I can think. What in the world?
That's extreme, girl.
The only way I would walk that fast.
They're going to knock you on the ground. You get tased on the feet.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
Okay, so you have an iPhone. It's got one connector to charge the phone. You have one of those Android things, and I'm sorry if you have one. It's okay, no judgment. It has another connector kind of a thing. If you have a Google Pixie, it has all these phones, its own charging device. You can't interchange them. Like if your friend has one of those Androids, again, no judgment if you have one, and you have an iPhone, and you're like, I forgot my charger. Can I borrow yours? Oh, no, it don't fit.
I don't feel judged at all if I have a Samsung.
No judgment.
Okay.
I mean, I have an iPhone. That's okay. You know, it's a superior phone. But if you have no judgment. But hey, listen, you know, the integrated charging thing, all that stuff. Now, in Europe, here's what they did in Europe. They're like, enough is enough.
Yeah, it is.
Just love each other. Now, it's a mandate. When you come out with your new devices and you make the new ones, you all have to have the same charging device. It's USB 3.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I think that is amazing because if I forget my charger and my friend or my husband, who is now feeling very judged this morning because he has one of those Samsung things.
Joey,
right?
No judgment, dude. No judgment. I mean, your wife has a more superior phone, but no judgment. No judgment.
But I can't borrow his charger if I leave mine. And he can't borrow mine.
It would be a stronger marriage if
really
we could
would.
share the same device cord. Oh, and even, okay, let me even pick on iPhone here. Okay, far superior phone, I know. But here's the thing. If you have an older iPhone and you have a newer iPhone, the cords that they give for the newer iPhones is the USB 3 at the end of it. And then the older iPhones, it's the USB. It's like, come on. It's a bigger connection. Can we all just get along?
I must have, and I feel like most of us do, have about 47 different chargers and charging cords and blocks in our junk drawers.
It's true.
Time for it to end.
That's right.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
So here's the thing. There's this one grandma that has a ranking for her grandchildren, 1 to 10. One of her grandkids figured this out. He's like, I just found out I was a 4, but I upgraded to a 3. But one of his, I don't know if it's a cousin or a sister. I think it's a sister. She's like number 1 on the ranking because she moved across the street from grandmama and helps her out. So now she ranks number 1 in grandma's book. So grandma has favorites. Seriously, I don't know what to think of this.
Yeah, well, my heart hurts because of all of this. So grandma even has a chart, and I think she keeps it in her kitchen, and it's like a dry erase so that she can, if somebody does something like the guy that moved from 4 to 3, he had actually gotten a tattoo of grandma or in her honor, and that's how he moved up. And so she can erase it. She can take the pictures that are on like the Velcro and move them around. She has their picture, their rank, and why they're in that position. I'm sorry. I dislike this so much.
Right?
Oh, it hurts me.
It's like performance. You got to perform and be good in grandma's eyes if you're going to make it to a nice rank.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this guy, Dan, who's one of the grandkids, says, doesn't bother me so much. Like, we're adults. We can deal with this. He said, she is very, very big on tough love. You think?
Right.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
My grandmother loved puzzles. I mean, every Christmas she'd get a puzzle. She put it together. She's always putting puzzles together. I wondered if she would like this one if she was still alive today.
How many pieces did she like?
Oh, I mean, 100, 150, 500.
Oh, good.
I think 500 was the average. I was a kid, so I really can't remember how many pieces, but it seemed like a lot to me. They weren't big, I'll tell you that, as far as the pieces were. Mine were. I think there were just 5 pieces, and I was able to get a puzzle.
But you were a kid.
Yeah, at 18. Anyway, 60,000 pieces is this one puzzle they're selling at Costco.
Oh, my goodness.
60,000. The thing's huge. It's 29 feet long and 8 feet tall. So I don't know where you're going to put that puzzle to put together. You had to move all the furniture in your living room.
Or in a garage somewhere, or I don't even know. You'd have to have a wraparound porch, but then again, it's wraparound. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, right. And the thing is not like $25. It's $600 for this puzzle. So, number one, they're going to need a lot of space.
And a lot of people to help too. I mean, 60,000 pieces. How long would that take? Huh.
Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Here is a new heroine that now is the size of real people.
Right. I love this. Now, I don't have a name for her yet, but she is a ballerina and she looks to be maybe elementary school or middle school aged. She deals with some body image issues. And this is going to be part of something that's going to be on Disney Plus. You're going to be able to stream this, but it's a cartoon short, and she is the heroine.
Oh, it's not like a whole series?
No, not as far as I know. It's just a short.
Okay. But she's plus size.
She is. There's
a show that's on CBS. It's called Equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
And the rock star in this thing that can take down anybody, is Queen Latifah, who is plus size as well. And
you know what? Queen Latifah, absolutely gorgeous. And she ain't gonna put up with no junk.
Especially on that show. I don't know if you've seen it, but oh my, I've seen some episodes. I'm like, man, she's taking down the bad guys.
Yeah.
That's so good. And that's reality. And body image is such a thing with so many people. And honestly, I deal with that myself, because I'm always like, I got to work out. I have to eat right. And I've got the junk in the trunk and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, my word, why can't we just be just who we are?
Right. And be okay with that. I mean, obviously we want to be healthy and, we have this certain idea in our minds of what we want to look like and be healthy, but we have to be the way that God designed us. And I love that they are making this young girl who is the biggest in her class in this show, in this series or short, but they're making her the heroine of this show. I love it.
Rob and Lizz in the morning.
On His Radio.
You can be an influencer. Actually, your pup can. And this is going to be a side hustle that pays you pretty well, up to about $10,000 a year. Okay, now
what?
that our ears are perked, we are ready.
I got 2 dogs. Come on.
10,000 a piece. Cha-ching. All right. Yappy.com. It's kind of an online retailer, gifts, dog food, this kind of stuff. What they're looking for is, I love the name of this position that they're hiring for, a chief fluff officer. So your dog has to be groomed at all times, has to be camera ready at all times, just in case they have a cute moment. And you have to be able to take pictures of them at all times, be able to post it on Instagram, do the hashtag with Yappy and all this stuff. So you can make up to $10,000 and you got a little time to get your pup ready. November 18th is the last day to get the applications in.
No worries. My pups are always ready.
Always ready.
Low maintenance on the whole grooming thing.
Well, that's for you because yours are kind of low maintenance as far as grooming. Mine, it takes a while. So
yeah. She has a golden doodle. Did I say that right?
Golden doodle. Got to keep the eyes trimmed. Got to keep the little mouth and the ears all trimmed and brushed up.
You do that yourself?
I do the ears. I sometimes will trim the eyes out, but you can tell when I do it.
Oh, yeah.
Rob and Lizz in the morning.
On His radio.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman, who plays Wolverine, he's going to be playing this character again. And so he goes through this diet program, I guess you would call it, although it's a diet that most of us would like to have because you get 4,000 calories a day. But at the same time, at 6 meals, you're working out a ton and he's bulking up. He has split his pants at least twice already while he's been bulking up.
How, you mean he's...
Like his legs are getting just crazy big and right thick.
Oh, so you don't mean in the back end?
Well,
you mean his
probably because your hiney, when you work out, it lifts up a little bit, and of course it gets a little bigger, more muscular, and so you're walking around and rip.
That does not happen. You know, I don't think I've ever had that happen.
Seriously?
But I'm colorblind. And so some of the things I put together without my wife is quite an interesting combination.
Does she dress you in granimals? Is that what it is?
Granimals?
Yeah. So you know what things go together?
Oh, yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah, I thought I was eating animal crackers or something.
No, granimals, because I could see where that would be, where you could tag certain things that go together, like a 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 2. You know what I'm saying?
But she doesn't do that. She just goes, here, these things go together. I go, okay.
You know what? That works too.
Yeah, that's fine. But man, Liz, the other day, what was it? Your shoes you mismatched?
Listen, I had been at work for hours and hours and hours, and we went into a meeting, and when I sat down, I looked, and I had 2 different Hey Dudes on. They were basically the same color, but they were one was stacked and one was not. How I didn't know that? I have no idea.
Does that mean you were walking with a limp?
A little bit, I guess, because one had almost like a larger sole than the other one. The other one was flatter. And the other one had like almost like a snakeskin look to it and glitter, and the other one didn't. So I was all off the mark.
Yeah. Quite a bit.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
Here, let me tell you what Jess texted in. Jess said she is horrible at matching clothes. And so her stepmom made her an Excel spreadsheet that would lay everything out, would say, okay, with this pair of pants, you can put these shirts together with it. With this shirt, you can put these pants with it. Love that.
An Excel sheet.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. So Scott, who does our news, he'll come in. Can I tell on you, Scott? I'm sorry. He'll come in with mismatched socks quite often.
I need a tagging system for my socks. Hey, okay, these 2 go together. Okay, you 2 over here. Come on, you're together. Yeah, all the time.
Listen, he wears the brand names. You know, the Nike and the Adidas and, you know, all that stuff. He mismatches those. I mean, I don't think tagging system's going to help you, dude.
I don't think so either, but I try. But they're always the different brands. You know, I got a Reebok on one foot and Adidas on another foot. It's crazy.
You know what? It doesn't even matter. As long as you got 2 socks and your toesies are covered, it's all good.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I will have to say this. I had Taco Bell for the first time in 15 years yesterday.
First time in 15 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, 'cause I was coming back from the D.C. trip that I was just on with the class at Langston Charter Middle School. My son's in the 8th grade, so it's their 8th grade trip. 3 buses, tons of people. Shout out Bus 2. You were amazing. So we stopped on the way back at this one place that had all these, you know, different fast food things. I picked Taco Bell because that's where my new friends were. Oh. And so I'm like, yeah, I got new friends. It's cool. So I had Taco Bell, and I was thinking, wait a minute. If there's like a stolen base or something at the World Series, you get a free taco, right?
Yeah. I don't think anybody has stolen a base, Scott. Tell me, has anyone stolen a base yet so far in the World Series?
Not yet, but it could happen tonight. Game 3 is tonight. And I got to tell you, the Braves are not in it. I haven't really been captivated by the World Series like I normally am. But if there's one thing that'll draw my attention, it's free food. So I'm going to be watching.
Okay. Because Liz is not watching either because the Braves are not in.
That's right. I'm like, Phillies, Astros. I'm going to sleep through it.
Just sleeping through the whole thing. And I went, oh, wait a minute. They're doing free nachos too. I think they're doing free something or other on top of it. But you've got to have their app for it or a rewards program or something like that.
Yeah, it's the free nacho cheese Doritos Locos taco. It's going to take you about 27 minutes just to order the thing. But it's worth it because it will be free. If somebody steals a base, you still got plenty of time. And then you can get it for like 10 days, not like one every day. You get one over the next 10 days after the base is stolen.
I like the one every day one option better.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You said for 10 days.
No, I said you got 10 days to cash it in.
Yeah, for 10 days. So that's 10 days worth of free tacos, according to Liz.
Send your bill to Rob.